They say people change, that time heals all wounds. But what if the wound is deeper than an apology? What if the person who once made your heart race is the same person who broke it when it was still learning how to love? The sun smiled brightly over St. Michael's College auditorium. Laughter echoed. Bright gowns swirled through the air like confetti. Cameras flashed. Families cried happy tears. Amaka stood beside her father, elegant in a flowing wine-red gown, her law school admission already making waves. The head girl. The pride of St. Michael's. Then. A voice from behind. Amaka, please wait. She turned slowly. Chike. The once arrogant school prince, now looking like a changed man. Clean-cut, suit tailored to perfection, eyes glimmering like a man on a mission. He walked to the center of the stage. A hush fell. He knelt. Gasps. In his hand, a ring. A real diamond. Amaka. I know I don't deserve this moment. I know I've hurt you in the past. But I've changed. I love you. Will you marry me? The world stood still. Amaka blinked. Her lips trembled, not with joy, but fury. She leaned closer. Whispered through clenched teeth. Because of what you did in SS1, Chike. You think I'll forget that pain, with a ring? She stepped back. And walked away. Leaving him on one knee, humiliated. In front of the whole school. Cameras rolling. Crowd murmuring. Heart shattered. Amaka throws her graduation cap on the floor. Her phone won't stop buzzing. Head girl rejects school king's proposal. What did Chike do in SS1? Is Amaka heartless? She opens her group chat, messages flood in. Chike's best friend, Zeno. Amaka, this was too much nah. Chike's been trying. Another student. What did he even do self? You should have said yes. Tears roll down her cheek. Not because she regrets saying no, but because they don't understand. They weren't there. They didn't feel the humiliation. The betrayal. The way her life nearly crumbled. She looks at an old class photo on her shelf, SS1. Innocent faces. Hidden wounds. She grabs her journal. Opens to the first entry. SS1, first day at St. Michael's College. The school gate stood tall like a cathedral of dreams. New students streamed in with eager faces and ironed uniforms. Some smiled nervously. Others clung to their parents. Among them, Amaka. Hair neatly braided. White socks shining. Hugging her mother goodbye. Go make us proud, Ada, her mother whispered. She stepped through the gates. And that's where she saw him. Chike. Leaning against the wall with his boys, Zeno, Tiga, and Hugo. Dark shades. Hands in pocket. His name already echoed in corridors, the king of SS2, even as a junior. A fight broke out ahead. A small boy, struggling with his box. Chike walked up to him. Who told you to use this corridor, Mumu? He shoved the boy. His books scattered. The students laughed. Amaka watched in horror. She walked forward. That's not fair. He did nothing wrong. Chike turned. Eyes met. And who are you? Amaka. Ah. Fresh fish with sharp mouth. Welcome to hell. He smirked. The boys howled in laughter. She bit her lip. Shook her head. Picked up the boys' books and handed them back. From that day, a war began. And Chike made a silent promise to his friends. That girl go fall for me. Watch. Chike lounged on his bunk, chewing gum like a king, while Tiga, Zeno, and Hugo played cards. Tiga, that Amaka girl gets senso. Fine girl too. But she dey form one kind. Ugio, she think say she better pass everybody. Me, I know like girls like that. Chike leaned forward. Make I shakuna. That girl go fall for me before end of term. Zeno laughed. You? Chike, that girl no be those SS1 babes. She too proud. Chike, smirking, then let's make it interesting. 3K bet. I go make her fall, write love letter, confess love, maybe even kiss me. She go fall. I swear. The boys howled. They shook on it. And just like that, it began. What Amaka didn't know was that her entire heart was about to become a joke. Chike pulls out her chair in class. Carries her biology notes. Fights 2 senior boys just to defend her. Brings her snacks during break. Pretends to admire her handwriting. Amaka's heart, once guarded, starts to melt. She's 14. She's never had a boy care like this. One afternoon, under the mango tree behind the chemistry lab. Chike, I like you, Amaka. You're not like other girls. You make me want to be a better person. Amaka blushes. I like you too, Chike. A pause. Their hands touch. Can I write you a letter? She asks shyly. Yes, he whispers. She runs off, smiling. Behind the tree, Zeno hides, recording everything with an old Nokia. He sends it to the boys' WhatsApp group chat. Caption. 2 weeks in. Already catching feelings. Amaka writes slowly. Carefully. Dear Chike, I don't know why my heart beats fast when I see you. Maybe this is love. Maybe I'm foolish. But I trust you. She sprays her mother's perfume on it. Next morning, she places the sealed letter inside Chike's locker. She goes to class with butterflies in her stomach. Break time. Noise erupts from the school notice board. Crowd gathered. Laughter. Screams. Amaka walks closer. Freezes. Her letter is photocopied, posted in full. Her handwriting. Her words. Even the perfume. Maybe this is love. Maybe I'm foolish, the boys chant, mocking her. Chike stands by the side. Laughing. Recording. Amaka faint. Amaka opens her eyes slowly. Her head aches. She sees Nurse Becky dabbing her forehead. You collapsed. They brought you here, the nurse says gently. Amaka sits up, the pain comes rushing back like a flood. Where's my letter? She asks, her voice shaking. No one answers. She stands up. Walks outside. Students freeze when they see her. They whisper, nudge each other. A chalk-written sign is still on the board. SS1 Love Gone Wrong, the full letter inside. She rips the paper down with trembling hands, but it's too late. Everyone has already read it. The mockery is branded into their memory. Tiga, from behind, next time, think before falling for our guy. She turns sharply. Amaka, God will punish all of you. Zeno, don't be angry nah. It was just a joke. She slaps him. Hard. The whole hallway goes silent. Chike, appearing slowly, Amaka, it wasn't supposed to go this far. She looks into his eyes. Eyes that once melted her heart. You're a devil, Chike. She walks away. Tears falling. But something inside her had just snapped. Amaka sits on her bed. Still in uniform. Holding the burnt remains of her letter. Her mother knocks. Amaka, you haven't eaten since morning. I'm not hungry. What happened in school? Nothing. Her mother walks in with jollof rice. Amaka pushes it away. You're not going back to that school, her mother says. No. She looks up. Eyes red. Voice firm. I will go back. I will finish what I started. Her mother looks surprised. Amaka stands. Walks to the mirror. Stares at herself for a long time. Then slowly. She cuts her braids off. Strand after strand falls to the floor. If they want a different Amaka, they'll get one. Amaka sits in front of the principal, her hair now a short afro. Sir, I want to change schools. Why? Because students here are heartless. The principal adjusts his glasses. Amaka, you're one of our brightest minds. I understand what happened. I already punished the boys involved. But I can't breathe here. You'll be fine. What they did was cruel, but this is Nigeria. Students are not always kind. You must rise above it. She fights tears. Stands. Bows. Thank you, sir. She walks in. Silence. Even the loudest talkers go quiet. She heads straight to her seat. Chike watches her. Their eyes meet. He opens his mouth to speak. She looks away. No tears. No fear. Just silence. She begins to write her notes. And at that moment, they all knew. The real Amaka had been born. Amaka no longer speaks unless asked. Her notebooks are spotless. Her eyes are always on the chalkboard. Even the teachers begin to notice. Amaka, please solve that on the board. She does, flawlessly. Chike watches her now. She doesn't even glance in his direction anymore. During break, while girls gossip, she reads. When boys catcall, she walks past like air. Her desk is stacked with textbooks, flashcards, and exam brochures. Amaka helping juniors with homework. Winning science quiz trophies. Ignoring every smile Chike tries to offer. Even her enemies begin to respect her. But inside, she's still bleeding. They will clap for me one day, she tells herself. And I won't even smile. The hall is packed. Amaka, now in SS2, walks confidently onto the stage. Her essay topic. The price of silence. She reads with poise. With pain hidden in every word. When young girls are mocked, when their voices are crushed, when their worth is tied to shame, what hope is left? But even silence has a limit. One day, the quiet ones will roar. Thunderous applause. Chike, sitting at the back, lowers his head. She wins. Principal takes the mic. This young lady has proven that grace can rise from disgrace. A round of applause for our very own Amaka Obioma. The crowd rises. Her teachers are crying. Her classmates, silent. Even Chike claps, slowly. But she doesn't even look at him. She's glowing now. And he is shrinking. Chike sits alone in his room. He stares at an old envelope. Inside is a letter from a woman in Enugu. A woman who calls herself his real mother. You were adopted when you were 2 weeks old. I never wanted to give you away, but I had no choice. He clenches the letter. His hands shake. His father knocks on the door. You read the letter? Yes, sir. Then maybe now you'll understand why I raised you to be tough. Nobody pities bastards in this world. Chike fights tears. He remembers Amaka's essay. What hope is left? Suddenly, her pain makes sense to him. But how could he ever explain his? Chike sits quietly in a corner, pen trembling in his hand. For the first time in his life, he's unsure of his words. He begins to write. Dear Amaka. You have every right to hate me. What I did in SS1 was cruel, childish, and unforgettable. I was lost, trying to impress foolish friends. I don't want anything from you, only a chance to say I'm sorry. For real this time. He folds it. Slips it into her locker. Amaka pulls out her books. Sees the letter. Reads the first line. Tears it. Right in front of him. Drops it in the bin. Without a word. Chike lowers his head. For the first time. He understands that some wounds don't heal just because you say sorry. The stage is set. The school election campaign begins. Amaka and Chike both put in forms. The school is shocked. It's head girl or nothing, Amaka says. I want to change the system that protects bullies. Chike enters for head boy. But the tension? It's not between candidates. It's between Chike and Amaka. Flyers. Posters. Manifestos. Amaka's slogan. Dignity. Discipline. Excellence. Chike's slogan. Let's move forward together. The school is divided. Some say Amaka is too proud. Others say Chike can't be trusted. Then comes debate day. The hall is packed. Chike and Amaka sit side by side, not even exchanging a glance. Moderator asks Chike. What do you regret most in your time here? He takes a deep breath. Hurting someone who didn't deserve it. Someone who changed this school more than I ever could. I was foolish. I was wrong. I will spend the rest of my days trying to be better. Murmurs in the crowd. Students look at Amaka. She doesn't flinch. When it's her turn, she speaks slowly. This school needs leaders who do not just talk about change, but represent it. I will never ask you to forget the past, I only ask you to learn from it. Because pain taught me more than praise ever did. Thunderous applause. Amaka, head girl trophy. Chike, assistant head boy. She walks up to the podium. Stands tall. Chike claps for her this time. Genuinely. And for the first time. Amaka allows herself the faintest smile. St. Michael's has just won the regional debate. Cheers. Laughter. Celebration. Amaka and Chike sit across from each other. The bus hums through quiet streets. Outside the window, rain begins to fall. Inside, silence builds. The rest of the students slowly drift off to sleep. Chike leans forward. You were incredible tonight. Amaka nods slightly. Thanks. Another pause. Amaka. I know I can never erase the past. But I need to say this, even if it means nothing to you. He looks into her eyes. I admired you before I mocked you. I hurt you, because I was scared of how powerful you were even back then. She turns to face him. Eyes full of guarded sadness. You didn't just hurt me, Chike. You introduced me to shame, in front of a whole school. Silence. The rain taps harder. If I could take it back. You can't. They stare at each other. For one brief second, something soft lingers. Their hands almost touch on the seat between them. Then the bus jerks over a bump. Amaka pulls back. Good night. And just like that, the moment disappears into the dark. Amaka searches frantically. Tears in her eyes. Where's my journal? She turns her mattress upside down. Empties her locker. It's nowhere. Inside that journal are pages of pain. Her mother's cancer diagnosis. Her childhood trauma. And her true feelings about Chike. She runs to the principal. Reports the theft. He assures her it'll be investigated. Tiga whispers to Zeno. Guess what I found in Hugo's bag? No. That girl's diary. And page 23? She still has feelings for Chike. They laugh. Zeno takes a photo of the page and sends it to an anonymous school gossip page. Students scroll through their phones. Then suddenly, someone gasps. Check at SMC gossip. Amaka walks in. The room goes quiet. She checks her phone. And there it is. She acts holy but still wants the same boy that disgraced her in SS1. Page 23, Amaka's private journal. Her heart stops. She freezes. Again, the whole school is laughing. Again, the same pain returns. Again, her trust has been broken. She rushes out of the classroom. Chike runs after her. Amaka. I swear, I didn't do this. You didn't stop your friends either. You let them breathe around me. You gave them permission with your silence. I didn't know they had it, Amaka. She steps back. You're always sorry after the damage. Always too late. She walks away. And this time, Chike doesn't follow her. Because maybe she's right. Her mother coughs violently. Her hands shake as she tries to reach for a glass of water. Amaka rushes in. Mummy, drink, slowly, please. I'm fine, just a little tired, her mother says with a weak smile. But Amaka knows better. She knows the cancer has spread. She's seen the unpaid hospital bills. She's held back tears for weeks. You'll be okay, she whispers, kneeling beside her. No, I won't, my child. But you will. Her mother reaches for her hand. Stares at her. Promise me, you won't let this world change your heart. No matter how much it breaks it. Amaka sobs. I promise. 3 days later. Flatline. Silence. Amaka stands beside the hospital bed, staring. Her mother's chest no longer rises. Mummy. No response. She sinks to the floor. Screaming. The nurse tries to hold her. She fights everyone. She told me to be strong, but I can't. I can't. The priest reads the final rites. Amaka is draped in black. Stone-faced. Empty. Her father stands beside her, but she barely notices. Friends from school are seated, whispering. Suddenly, Chike arrives. Holding a single bouquet of white lilies. The crowd murmurs. He walks slowly toward her. Stops 2 steps away. I didn't come to speak. Just, to honor her. He places the flowers on the grave. Then pulls out a small envelope. This is for you. Read it if you want. He walks away. Amaka stares at the note in her hand. Tears fall. She opens it. It reads. I know now that not all wounds can be healed with words. But your mother raised a giant. I'm sorry for everything. Chike. She closes the letter. And burns it over the candlelight during the vigil. Let the past burn with the pain, she whispers. Exam is over. Students cheer. Hug. Cry. Dance. Amaka packs her books in silence. Teachers greet her with pride. You made us proud, Miss Obioma. She forces a smile. Students scribble on shirts, exchange notes. Chike walks up to her. May I sign? She hesitates. Then nods. He writes on the back of her yearbook and walks away. She reads it. I'll always love you, even if I never deserve you. She shuts the book. Looks up. The school bell rings for the last time. Amaka steps into the sunlight. The chapter of St. Michael's is over. But the scars will follow her. Flashback to chapter 1, the moment is replayed, but this time, it's seen from 100 phone cameras. The crowd gasps. Amaka steps away from the boy on one knee. And her voice cuts through the air. Because of what you did in SS1, Chike. You think I forgot? OMG, what did he do? She rejected him publicly? She's wicked. Wait, is this the girl from St. Michael's? Nah, he must have done something bad. Hashtag he proposed but she said no trends across Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Her phone rings non-stop. Interviews. Radio stations. YouTubers. Her old classmates send voice notes. Some pity her. Others mock. But Amaka sits quietly on her bed. Blank. Until her father walks in. What he did to you, do you want to tell the world? She pauses. Then nods. Not to embarrass him. But to free myself. Amaka sits in front of a soft-lit set. The host speaks. Amaka Obioma. The name everyone is talking about. The girl who said no. The girl who was betrayed. Amaka folds her hands, her face calm but fierce. What happened in SS1, Amaka? She breathes in. And for the first time, tells the world. They made a bet. A group of boys. They dared him to make me fall for him, to break me. He played with my heart and laughed when I collapsed. He humiliated me in front of the entire school. The audience is silent. The host, stunned. Why reject him now? Because girls are taught to forgive and forget, even when it nearly destroys them. I didn't reject him to prove a point. I rejected him to heal. The video reaches 3 million views in 48 hours. He scrolls through the internet. Sees the interview. Sees the comment. I used to hate her. Now I understand her pain. He wipes his face. Turns on his camera. Records a video. I was 14. I was foolish. I was everything a boy shouldn't be. And what I did to Amaka was evil. This is not a defense, it's a confession. I'm not asking her to forgive me. I'm asking every boy who laughs at girls, mocks their feelings, ruins their trust, to grow up. Because I had to lose someone priceless to become a man. He posts it. The world watches. And something unexpected happens. People don't cancel him. They see the boy in him. They see the man he's becoming. Sunlight pours in gently through the curtains. Amaka opens her email. Clicks on the unread message. Her jaw drops. Congratulations. You've been awarded a full scholarship to study law at the University of Sussex, UK. Flights and accommodation covered. Semester begins in 6 weeks. She gasps. Covers her mouth. Tears stream down. Her father walks in. What is it? She shows him the email. He reads it. Then hugs her tightly. You see? The world is finally clapping for you. Amaka sits with her small circle of friends. They're smiling, joking, snapping selfies. Chike walks in. Sees her laughing. He walks over slowly. I heard you're leaving. She nods. London? Sussex. Law school. Wow. He smiles, but there's sadness behind his eyes. You'll do amazing things. I plan to. They stare at each other for a moment. You didn't tell me goodbye, he says quietly. I wasn't planning to. Amaka wheels her bag through the terminal. Her father hugs her. Go and conquer, Ada. She smiles. She walks toward the departure gate. And freezes. Chike is standing there. Breathing heavily. Sweat on his forehead like he ran across the parking lot. I couldn't let you go without saying something. She raises an eyebrow. Another apology? No, he says. Then what? A thank you. For not becoming bitter. For choosing growth over revenge. You taught me something none of my teachers ever did. She softens just a little. I told you once, some wounds never heal. But maybe that's the point. We carry them. And we walk anyway. He smiles faintly. She steps forward. Kisses him on the cheek. This time, no proposals. I know. She walks away. Chike watches her disappear behind the glass doors. She doesn't turn back. He gets home from a seminar. Opens the mailbox. A single white postcard falls out. Front, a photo of the Big Ben clock tower. Back, handwritten in bold ink. Maybe someday, when my heart forgets, we'll talk again. Until then, keep growing. AO. _ He smiles. Folds the postcard. Places it beside her burned letter on his desk. And whispers. I'm still learning. The banners wave in the wind. Welcome, St. Michael's class of 2012. Old friends reunite with laughter, hugs, and throwback stories. Zeno is now a tech bro. Tiga runs a crypto scam, still dodgy. Hugo didn't even show up. Then. A black Lexus SUV pulls into the compound. Amaka steps out. Hair in a bun. Power heels. Designer bag. Quiet confidence. She's now Barrister Amaka Obioma, an international human rights lawyer. Invited as guest speaker. Her name echoes through the crowd. She's the one who rejected that public proposal. And now she's speaking at the UN. I heard she bought a house in London. She walks through the crowd like royalty. And that's when she sees him. Chike. Standing by the hallway. Slight beard. Glasses. Clean but humble. Now a published author, motivational speaker, and youth mentor. He runs a program for boys in secondary schools called Words That Wound. Amaka walks in, alone. Chike is already there. Their eyes meet. No tension. Just time. 5 years, he says. I counted. I didn't, she replies. They both laugh softly. He hands her a copy of his book. To Amaka, the girl who made me a man. She flips through the pages. Page 87 is an entire chapter titled, The Day I Broke a Queen. He sits. You never replied my postcard. Some things are better left unsaid. They sit in silence. No pressure. No romance. Just presence. Then. She stands. I don't hate you anymore, Chike. That's more than I ever expected. But I don't love you either. I know. They share a look that says everything words never could. And then. She walks away. Confident. Free. Amaka steps out of the gate. Camera follows her in slow motion. She walks alone. No music. No drama. Just a girl who walked through fire and didn't let it burn her soul. Close up on her face. She stops, looks at the camera, and in voiceover says, Not every love story ends in marriage. Some end in healing. Some end in becoming someone even love could never imagine. Forgive. But don't forget who you had to become to survive what they did to you. African Tales by Ijele. Like, comment and share. See you in my next video.